in both film and television. And recently she was appointed president and COO of Our Story Films. And we're here today to talk about her new film, Who's Your Caddy?
Yay! I'm very excited.
I would like to ask you, you've been called one of the most successful female executives in the entertainment industry. What do you attribute to your success?
Well, I'm a hard worker. So I'm very passionate about anything that I set to do, and so I'm very, very hands-on.
Okay.
And I stay involved in every aspect of projects, and so I'm the kind of person that will get into the trenches with you. So, and no job is too small or too big, and so so I see things through until the end. And so so when I do a TV show or a feature film, I start from development and end with marketing and see it onto the big screen and involved in every step along the way.
So you have a lot of pots cooking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
stir them all.
Got some TV stuff and some film stuff. So this year's a pretty busy year.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So you have done a lot of firsts, like College Hill, which is the first African-American reality series, Little Kim Countdown to Lockdown, which brings us to your new film studio, Our Stories Films.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so Our Stories was launched October of last year.
Okay.
And so basically Bob Johnson called me last summer and said, Tracy, I'm thinking about doing something historical and I want to know if you'd like to be part of things. And I said, what are you going to do? He said, well, actually, I'm going to be creating the first African-American-owned film studio where people of color can greenlight their own films. How do you feel about that? I said, are you serious? I said, because that was my goal and my career goal, was to, be part, of a studio where we could actually greenlight our own films, because I've been on the selling side of things for 12, 13 years, and so I've been, out in the in the marketplace and taking the studio pitch meetings and trying to sell them the TV shows and the film projects. And it's quite frustrating because as a person of color, you're speaking to the decision makers and they are not the same color as you are.
Right.
But you're selling them African American or urban projects, and white executives are making those decisions. And so it was really frustrating to myself and to I think everybody in the industry.
Right.
And also too, there just were very few homes to take the projects to, and so you've got all the major studios, and in a good year they may allocate one slot towards urban films, and you've got everybody in Black Hollywood vying for that one slot, and so consequently there's a lot of great stories that go untold, and a lot of great films that go unmade. And so now there's a home for all of that,
Right.
Our Stories, yes.
So now with the recent success of the Oscars, African Americans have had recently some really great success. How does that fit into the plan under Our Stories? Do you have any Oscar aspirations there?
Well, Our Stories, right now our business plan is to focus specifically on urban comedies.
Okay.
So we're doing funny stuff. So,
yes.
So we're doing funny, urban films, and so PG-13 ratings or better, and we're really just kind of looking to produce films where people can go out, have a great time, laugh, and feel good. So if an Oscar comes along with that, that would be great. But we really want to brand our studio as something where when Our Stories has a film coming out, you're going to enjoy it, it's going to be great, you're going to have a good time, and it's an event.
So let's get to Who's Your Caddy?
Yes, yes.
Let's talk about it. Tell me about the film.
So Who's Your Caddy is our first film under Our Stories, and so wouldn't you know it, as soon as we open doors, I get 5 phone calls about this film called Who's Your Caddy. And so it's a film that's a fast-moving train, and so they basically had a script that was ready to go, had started crewing up, they hadn't cast it yet, but they were looking for financiers. So I read the script really quickly, it was really funny, I was like, wow, this is a great first project, and we immediately jumped in and started helping to put together the cast. And so we have Big Boy from Outkast, who's our lead. He plays C-Note, and he's funny and charismatic, and he's great. And then he has a whole, entourage of really, unusual, funny cast of characters and stuff. And so, He's got Faison Love, who's
Oh,
who's the
boy.
co-star, who's like, I mean, every time Faison, you know, comes on screen, you're just like, you know,
It's
tears.
hysterical.
I know, tears are coming. You know, you just like are watching to see what Faison's character is going to do each time. And so Faison's in there. Vanessa Mitchell, who was in Saturday Night Live, is really funny, and so he's in it as well. And Terry Crews and Tony Cox, who I love, and Andy Golonakis and Tamala Jones, who's fabulous, and Jennifer Lewis, and Jeffrey Jones, and so we've got some really, really funny actors, and all of their chemistry works together really well, and it puts together a great cast. We got a fun story, and so
now all these people: Terry Crews, Tamala Jones, Andy Milonakis, a favorite of mine.
I love
actually.
him,
I love him. Now, was set crazy? Was it funny? It had to be every day, like a crazy set.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, and a lot of it was improv too. So I mean, they would like, you know, take what was written, you know, on the page, and then just take it to a whole nother level and just add and enhance and try things. And so, you know, I mean, there was times when I was going like this and trying to just plug my nose to stop laughing and waiting for the director to yell cut so that I could let my laugh out. So, but it's, you know, it was really, really fun. We shot in South Carolina, and so it's a lot of like really beautiful exteriors and golf courses and polo matches, but you know, a really funny story.
Oh. So Big Boy.
Yep.
You've seen him in ATL, Idlewild. Now, a comedy. What do we expect from him?
Big Boy is funny.
Who would have thought?
He is funny. So he plays C-Note.
Okay.
And so he plays a rap mogul who's a smart guy. You know, he's made it. He's worth a lot of money. And he and his dad used to play golf together all the time. And so one of his goals in life was, hey, once I make it, I'm going to join this country club where they wouldn't let my dad in as a golf member because of the color of his skin. And I'm going to break these color lines down. And so he goes to join, and he's denied membership. And so the story really is about how he's going to do whatever it takes to break the color lines down at this country club. And so we see a lot of funny things that happen along the way with, you know, Big Boy and his cast of characters and stuff. So it's fun.
It's going to be so fun.
It's fun.
2008, I'm like, who's going to be president? We have Hillary Clinton or Obama. Who are you going to vote for?
You know, I love Barack. So I'm like, you know, he is so brilliant, so articulate, and honest and trustworthy. And so, you know, I really believe that we need to put, you know, trust back into our government, and I believe that, you know, Barack is the guy to do it, and, you know, he's got a great plan, and you know, I think he's the one.
Okay. Well, thanks for chatting with us.
Okay, thanks.
You can check out Who's Your Caddy in theaters July 27th.
At Carolina Pines, the membership is reserved, but they're about to meet a man.
I'm in search of an application, sir.
Ah, how are you with a shovel?
Shovel?
Did he call you a Hold it! This is a very exclusive club.
Who doesn't take no for an answer.
Oh! What the hell are you doing on my golf course?
Shooting a music video.
You see that line? It represents the property line of that estate. Guess who closed escrow yesterday?
How much do you want?
It ain't about the money. All I want is a membership.
Ridiculous.
All right, girls, take off your tops.
Now,
As your legal counsel, I take his offer.
He's a rapper.
Not quite our class there.
their rules are unfair,
You know I don't back down for nothing.
so he'll have to beat them
Sweet ride.
Wilson, shut up.
at their own game.
Oh, Mulligan!
This summer,
Why don't we get together, take a little break, and get to know one another, be friends or something?
I have a small job.
What do you mean small? Are you trying to disrespect me?
Who ordered the hit?
I got no beef with you. That all you got? My baby sister hit hard in that.
they're turning this golf course
One of us has to go.
How you want to handle it?
My team wins, you go. Your team wins, I go.
We're gonna talk to Johnny Cochran about this.
He's dead.
Oh, wait a minute. You killed Johnny Cochran?
into their kind of club.
You like that, don't you?
We're gonna do it. I feel it.
There you go.
Yes.
Sup?
That looks scrumptious.
I like country clubs.
Quiet on the tee.
My mouth was open.
Big Boy,
I want a membership, and I wanna stick it to the man.
Faison Love,
Woo! I know I got a banging body. I got it going on.
Yo, hold on. What?
Who's Your Caddy?